Hi, this is Anil and welcome to the video tutorial for the Learning Lad on C++ programming. So in this tutorial we're going to learn about the break statement in C++. So this break statement has two uses in C++. When this break statement is encountered inside a loop, the loop will be immediately terminated and the program control resumes at the next statement following the loop. And also this break statement is used to terminate the case in switch statement, which we're going to learn on the tutorial about the switch statement. So this break statement is normally used to immediately terminate a loop. So here, just for the demonstration purpose, what we're going to do is we're going to write a program which is going to print the number from 1 to 10, and for that we're going to use a loop, and I'll demonstrate how to use the break statement in that loop. So here, just for the demonstration purpose, we're going to create a variable and I'm going to call it as counter, and then we're going to create a for loop. So it's going to be for, then counter equal to 1, counter less than or equal to 10, counter plus plus, and inside this for loop we're gonna print out the value of the counter. We just wanted to print the number from 1 to 10, so it's gonna be cout, then counter, then let's add new line. So this loop is gonna print the number from 1 to 10. So now let's say for some reason you want to terminate this loop when this counter value becomes 5. At that time we can use the break statement. So I'm going to use if counter equal to 5, I want to break this loop. So now I'm going to save this, build and run this, and you guys can see here 1 2 3 4 5. That's because when this counter value was less than 5, this if was producing false, and that's why this break statement was not executed. And when this counter value become 5, it just printed the value 5 here, and then this condition satisfied and this break is executed. So when this break statement is executed in a loop, that particular loop will be terminated immediately, and the execution of the program will be continued from the next line after the loop. After this loop, if we have any statement here, that will be executed when this break is executed inside this loop. And the next thing is about the break statement inside a nested loop. A nested loop is nothing but a loop inside another loop. So here, just for the demonstration purpose, let's say we want to print the number from 1 to 3 5 times. So I'm going to change this one to 5 here, counter, and then inside this for loop I'm going to create another variable. Let's call it as inner counter, and we are not going to initialize it here. And here I'm going to create another for loop. So it's going to be for inner counter equal to 1, inner counter is less than or equal to 3. That's because we want to print the number from 1 to 3, and inner counter plus plus. So here we just want to print the number from 1 to 3 5 times. So inside this cout, okay, I'm gonna remove this cout statement in the outer for loop, and it's gonna be cout inner counter, and then let's add end line. That's it. I'm gonna save this. Let's run it to make sure that it's producing properly. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. So here this program is now producing the numbers from 1 to 3 5 times. So now let's say when this value becomes 2, we want to terminate the inner loop. If inner counter is equal to 2, we want to break it. So now I'm going to save it, build and run this. So now you guys can see we got 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 5 times. That's because what happened here is when this inner counter value was less than or equal to 2, it just printed out 1, and then when it became 2, it just printed out the value 2, and then this if statement satisfied, and that's why this break is executed and this for loop is terminated immediately, and the statement after this for loop is executed. The next statement after the for is nothing but this outer for loop, and that's why this outer for loop is continued with its next iteration. The counter value became 2, and again here it just printed 1 and 2, this 1 and 2, and again this break statement and the same thing, till this counter value became 5. So this break statement in a C++ program is normally used for the immediate termination of the loop, and it's also used in the switch statement to terminate the case. And when we use this break statement in a nested loop, the loop where this break statement is present, only that loop will be terminated and the outer loop will not be affected. So this is it, guys. This is about the break statement in C++. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like my Facebook page at facebook.com/learninglad, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.